Welcome to today's match. We are at City Beach in Fremont, California for the ACL West Conference Tournament. Today is singles, but before we head into the match, I'd like to thank my sponsor, Black Sheep Baggers. If you need any bags, boards, or apparel, head over to blacksheepbaggers.com and use code BRIZ10 for 10% off your order. With that being said, let's head into today's match. Heading into the first round, I'm going to have first shot. So for my first shot, I'm going to come up a little bit short, blocking off the hole. So for my opponent's first shot, he's going to try to sneak around, but it comes up short, blocking off the hole. So for my second shot, I'm thinking either I got to step out or go around here. I end up trying to roll, but it gets caught up on his bag. So for my opponent's next shot, he's going to probably try to push through here or just lay up. He ends up pushing through and knocking my bag in. So for my third shot, I'm going to try to go airmail, end up bumping his bag off the back, but mine stays on luckily. So for my opponent's third shot, probably just going to go fast side and try to push through here again, but he ends up bumping my bag in. So I know I pretty much won the round here. I just got to play it smart, probably try to block him, make sure he can't get that bag in. So for my last and final shot, I'm going to go for a block, but I end up missing off to the left, giving him a wide open push. So for my opponent's last shot, all he's got to do is collect the bag to take one on the round. And for his last shot, he's going to go for it. Ends up missing off to the left, so I'm going to pick up 3. So heading into the next round, I'm going to have first shot. Trying to get out ahead here, but I end up missing off to the right in the back. So for my opponent's first shot, he's going to go ahead and slide it right on in. So I got to follow him up here. Trying to minimize it if I can. I end up grabbing the hole and falling it in. For his next bag, he ends up missing off to the back, but I know that could still fall. So I'm going to try to slide it in here easy. And I end up hitting it, but I knew it was going to drop. So for his next bag, he's going to go ahead and slide it right on in. So I got to be in here to minimize damage. And for my last and final shot, I'm going to go ahead and slide it in and just pray that he misses off the back or off to the side. He ends up sliding into the back for a 10-10 wash. I got lucky there to not give anything up. So I'm going to go ahead and have first shot here next round. For my first bag, I end up coming up short, blocking off the hole. So now it's going to make my partner think. If he wants to reblock me, it's probably the smartest decision right off the bat. So for my opponent's first shot, he ends up trying to push through and collects my bag and goes in. So for my second shot, I'm just going to try to slide it in here. I end up dropping it in. So for my opponent's second shot, he's just probably going to slide it in, which he ends up finding the hole and dropping it in. So at this point, I'm just going to go ahead and just try to slide my third bag in, trying to get to a 12, but I miss off to the right. So now my opponent has an opportunity to get ahead. So for his third shot, he's going to go ahead and miss off to the left, sliding off the back, giving me an opportunity here. So I know I just got to make it if I want to at least get 1 point. But I ended up missing off to the left. Now once again, we just got to pray that he misses. I'm sitting on an 8. And he's going to end up finishing with a 9, so I'm going to give up 1 point on the round. So now my opponent's going to have first bag. For his first bag, he's going to go ahead and slide it right on in. So I'm just going to try to follow up here. And I end up dropping my first bag in. So for my opponent's second shot, he's going to slide it in. So now it's pretty much just hole for hole at this point. There's no point in blocking because we're later in the round. I go ahead and slide my second bag in. For my opponent's third shot, he's going to end up dropping it in. For my third shot, I'm going to go ahead and slide right up the middle and in, tying him at 9. Now the opponent's just got to make his last and final bag. He ends up dropping it in. So I got to go in here for a wash. For my last and final bag, I go ahead and slide it right on in for a 12-12 wash. Hitting in around 5. My opponent's still going to have first shot here. For his first shot, he ends up coming up short and blocking off the hole. So I'm going to take a little bit of step out here and try to bully it. Try to work my way into the hole. I end up just sitting right next to it, so he's going to step out and try to push his bag in. So for his second shot, he's going to try to go through it, but ends up bumping it in and getting caught up on my bag. So for my next shot, I'm going to try to cut it in here and grab my bag, but I just push the pile forward towards the hole. So now my opponent's thinking if he wants to block or try to push through. And so for his third bag, he's just going to lay up, trying to block it off. but ends up bumping both of my bags in and his. He's sitting on a 7 right now, so for my third shot, I end up bumping his in, replacing the block right in front of the hole. So for my opponent's last shot, he's going to go ahead and come up short, blocking the hole off and blocking my bag. So for my last and final shot, I'm going to try to push through here on fast side, but I end up bumping both bags in, giving up 2 points on the round. Going into next round, my opponent's going to have first shot here, and for his first shot, he ends up missing to the backside of the board, giving me an opportunity here. So with my first bag, I'm going to go ahead and slide it right on in, but his bag is starting to creep, and it does fall into the hole. So for his next shot, he's going to go ahead and slide it right on in. So I got to match him here. So for my second bag, I'm going to go ahead and slide it right on in. My opponent's third shot, he's going to go ahead and find the hole. So I pretty much just got to try to match him here to minimize damage if I miss. But I slide my next one in. And for my opponent's last bag, he ends up missing off to the left side. So now I have an opportunity to get 2, as long as his bag doesn't fall in. So for my last and final shot here, I go up the middle and slide it right on in. His bag appears to stay hanging, so I'm going to pick up 2 on the round. Going into the next round, I got first bag back. So for my first shot, I'm going to go ahead and slide it right on in. For my opponent's first bag, he's going to end up coming up short and front boarding, so this gives me an opportunity to get out and get ahead. So for my next bag, I'm going to try to slide it in, but I come up short, blocking off the hole. So for my opponent's next bag, he can either block or push right through. Looks like he's going to push right through, taking me in with him. So for my third shot here, just got to try to slide it in. Sitting on a 9, sitting pretty right now. He's going to go ahead and sink his next bag. So I pretty much have a free bag here since he has one in front of the board. So for my last and final shot, go ahead and pick up a 12 on the round. He's going to end up finishing with a 9 to give me 3 points on the round. Right now I'm up 8-3, and I got first shot. So my first shot, I'm going to go ahead and just slide it right on in. So for my opponent's first shot, he's going to end up sliding it right on in. So I pretty much just got to stay out ahead here. So for my second shot, I'm going to go ahead and slide it in. For my opponent's second shot, going to follow me up. I'm just hoping he misses a bag so I can capitalize some more points here. So for my third shot, I'm going to slide it right on in. And for my opponent's next bag, he's going to end up coming up short on the left side. So I'm going to try to sneak around here and drop it in on the right side. I end up getting it to fall, leaving his bag there. So now he's going to go after that bag, trying to get a 12 here. But he ends up bumping it and kicking off to the left to give me 2 more points, putting me at 10. So heading into the next round, I'm going to have first shot. And for my first shot, I'm going to go ahead and slide it right on in. I got to take advantage of this because we're up by some points. Got to put the pressure on him. So for my opponent's first shot, it's going to end up missing off to the right, giving me another opportunity to collect some points on the round. So for my next shot, I'm just going to go ahead and slide it right on in. My opponent's second shot, it's going to follow me up, drop his bag in the hole. So for my third shot, I'm just going to go up the middle and go in, leaving his bag off to the right, trying not to touch it and bring it back into play. He's going to end up missing his next bag off to the left. So I pretty much won this round. So I'm just going to go ahead and slide my fourth bag in. Sitting on a 12, he just got to try to minimize damage here. So for my opponent's last bag, he's just going to go ahead and sink it in to go up 4 more, putting me at 14. Heading in around 10, I'm sitting pretty, 14-3. And I'm going to have first shot. For my first shot, I'm just going to go ahead and slide it right on in. So now my opponent's going to take his time. And he's going to go ahead and slide his first bag in. So for my second shot, I'm just going to try to keep sinking him. I end up dropping it in, putting the pressure on him to try to keep up. He's going to go ahead and sink his second bag in. So for my third shot here, I'm going to try to go in, but I end up missing off to the right, leaving him an opening to take some points this round. So for my opponent's next bag, he ends up giving it right back, missing to the back side of the board. So now I just got to go in here, try to wash out the round if possible. And I go ahead and slide my last bag in. Now we just pray that he misses so I can pick up some more points. And for my opponent's last shot, he's going to go ahead and drop it in for a 10-10 wash. So once again, I'm going to go ahead and have first shot, sitting up 14-3 right now. I end up missing off to the left, giving him a perfect opportunity to take some points. We got to try to keep the pressure on him. But for my opponent's first shot, he's going to go ahead and slide it right on in. So I'm going to take a step back here while the guy to my right is throwing. So now that he's out of my way, I'm going to go ahead and have second shot here. For my second shot, I'm going to try to slide it in. I find the hole to drop it in. So now for my opponent's second bag, he's got to try to put it in here. And for his second shot, he slides it right on in. So I know I just got to keep putting bags in here, try to minimize damage, try to at least get a 10. I'm going to go ahead and slide my next one in. And for my opponent's third shot, just going to go ahead and slide it right on in. So I got to try to finish with a 10 here to minimize damage if he picks up a 12. For my last bag, I'm going to go ahead and slide it in. Now we're just hoping that he misses either left or right. But for my opponent's fourth bag, he's going to end up finding the hole to finish with a 12. So I'm going to give him 2, making it 14-5. So now my opponent's going to have first shot here. And for his first shot, he comes up short, but it's hanging a little bit in the hole. So I pretty much just got to try to push through here. So for my first bag, I'm going to go ahead and slide through and collect it. So now for my opponent's second shot, it's going to go ahead and slide in. So I just got to try to follow him up here, trying to keep up with him to not give up any points. And for my second shot, I'm going to go ahead and slide it right on in. So for my opponent's third bag, it's going to go ahead and just slide it in, sitting on a 9 right now. And so for my next bag, I got to try to follow him up, but I miss off to the right, giving him an opportunity to pick up some more points. So for his last and final bag, he ends up bouncing off my bag, hanging in the hole. So I'm going to try to step out here and just slide it in on the left side of the board. But I end up collecting his to give him 2 more points, putting it at 14-7. Heading in around 13, I'm still up by 7, but my opponent's going to have first bag. And for his first bag, he misses off to the left. So I have an opportunity to take advantage here. And I'm going to slide it right on in. So now my opponent's going to go ahead and step out, trying to collect his bag. So for his second shot, he's going to go for a collect. Ends up bumping it, but sliding right on in and not dragging it. So I got to try to just go ahead and slide it in here without touching it, leaving it alone. So for my second bag, I end up finding the hole and dropping it right on in. So once again, he's going to step out here, trying to collect to bring it back into play. And for my opponent's third shot, he ends up just bunching up on it. So now I just got to try to work my way around it once again. But I end up coming up short right in front of his bag, so he's going to call a timeout and go check it out. So for his last and final shot, probably going to go for an airmail and try to drag. He's going to go up, ends up bumping it, but finishing with a 10, leaving 1 on the board. So I just got to try to slide in here and wash out the round. So for my last and final bag, I end up missing off to the right, but at least it stays on, so I give up 2 more, sitting 14-9. Heading in around 14, my opponent's going to have first bag here. And for his first shot, he's going to miss off to the left, giving me an opportunity to capitalize on some points. I'm going to go ahead and sink my first bag. I know I just got to put all the bags in the hole, and I'm guaranteed 2 points. He's going to go ahead and sink his second bag. And so for my second shot, I just got to try to put the bag in here. Probably lost some beads there, so I'm going to reset. So for my second shot, I'm going to go ahead and come up short on the left. I know I can still pull it in. I know it's not out of play yet. So for my opponent's third shot, he ends up following me, giving me a bumper on the left-hand side. So I'm going to take a step out here and try to go ahead and collect. And so for my third shot, I go ahead and bring it a little bit closer to the hole. Now it's hanging inside. Best my opponent can do is an 8 here. So I'm pretty much guaranteed some points. He's going to go ahead and drag my bag in. Already putting me up by 1. So I got to go in here to try to capitalize to take 4. And for my last and final bag, I'm going to go ahead and slide it in. putting me at 18. Going into the next round, I'm going to have first shot here. I'm up 18-9, so I got to keep the pressure on, keep making some bags in the hole. I end up coming up short and blocking him. So now my opponent's going to either have to try to push through or reblock or go up. So for his next shot, looks like he's going to try to push through, but he ends up coming up short. That would have been my guess. So for my next bag, I'm going to go out and around, end up collecting my bag and dropping it in. So he's going to step out here and try to collect to put himself at a 6. But for my opponent's second shot, he ends up clipping it, just sliding his one bag in, pushing it a little bit deeper on the board. So for my third shot, I know I got to be in, and I end up dropping in the hole, trying to capitalize on this round to try to put me to at least 19, if not 20. He's going to go ahead and miss off to the left, giving me an opportunity to win the game here. So I'm going to go ahead and slide my last bag in for a 12. So now he has to collect a bag to stay alive. If not, I'm going to win the game. And for my opponent's last shot, he goes up, ends up grabbing it, only giving up 2, putting me at 20, heading in around 17. All I need is 1 point here, so hopefully we can get it this round. For my first bag, I'm going to go ahead and come up short. Thought it was going to be in there, but it's pretty much in, hanging in the hole. So for my opponent's first shot, he's just going to push right through it, tying it up at 3. So for my next shot, I'm going to go ahead and slide it right on in. So now my opponent is going to follow me up. I got to pretty much put all my bags in here, just hoping that he'll miss 1. So for my third shot, I go up the middle and in, putting the pressure that he's got to make all his bags. He's going to sink his third bag, so I got to be in here if I really want to put the pressure on him. And for my final and last bag, I end up missing off to the left, giving him an opportunity to get some points. And he's going to go ahead and slide it right on in to pick up 2, making it 20-11. So my opponent's going to have first shot here. And for his first shot, he's going to try to slide it in, but it cuts hard left on him, giving me an opportunity to be able to win this match. So for my first shot, I end up coming up short, blocking off the hole, which isn't the best because now he can reblock me. I came up short, boards are a little sticky, probably should have threw it a little harder to go in. So for his second shot, he's going to end up just blocking me off. So now I got to try to roll here or go up. And I'm going to go for a roll. Doesn't get quite over the bag. Comes up short, laying on his bag. So now he's debating what he wants to do, if he wants to go for another reblock, or if he wants to try to push through or go up. So he's going to go ahead and take a step out, trying to figure out what exactly he wants to do. He's going to go fast side and try to push through. Ends up pushing my bag closer to the hole. So I'm going to go for a roll here again, but I end up just hitting the pile and flopping back down. He's going to look at the score. Right now it's tied 3-3, so he's going to take a timeout. He has a couple options. He could go up here, but if he does go off the board, all I got to do is board it. He could just go for a block and hope that I do something, which most likely I'm probably going to go for a roll shot. And so for my opponent's last bag, he's going to go fast side, trying to push the bags in. Luckily stays on though, so I'm going to take a timeout and see what the best option here is. I know what I'm going to go for, and I'm thinking roll here. So for my last and final bag, we're going to go for a roll, but I just land up on top of the pile, so it's going to be a 4-4 wash. Going into the next round, my opponent's still going to have first shot here. And for his first shot, he's going to go ahead and slide it right on in. So I pretty much just got to match him and hope he misses a bag, and I can capitalize on it and win the match. So for my first shot, I'm going to go ahead and slide it right on in. For my opponent's second shot, he's going to end up grabbing the hole and falling in. And for my second shot, I'm going to follow him up once again, just keeping the pressure on him. For his third bag, he's going to sink it in. And for my third bag, I'm going to go up the middle and in. Now he's going to make this last bag. And for his last and final bag, he's going to go ahead and slide it in. So now I got to make it to not give up any points to minimize damage here. Just trying to wash out the round. And I sink it for a 12-12 wash. Heading in around 19, my opponent's still going to have first shot here. I'm up by 9, so I just got to keep the pressure on. He ends up blocking off the hole right in the middle. So I'm going to try to figure out what I want to do here. I'm going to try to step out and cut. Maybe put a little bit of roll on it. I end up dropping it in, getting around his bag. So now he's going to step out here and probably just try to collect. So for his second shot, he ends up running into his bag, blocking it off with 2 bags. So I'm just going to try to reblock here, make him hit a shot. I'm up 2 points right now. I'm thinking with that block, he's got to hit a shot here, or I could possibly win the match this round. So it looks like he's going to step out, possibly go for a push shot here, try to collect some bags and drop them in the hole. So for my opponent's third shot, he's going to end up getting 1 to drop in with 2 blocking off the hole. So for my next shot, I should probably block, but I end up going for a roll. But it lands right on top of his bags to the left side. So now my opponent's thinking he can go up, but if he goes off, I just got to board it. He could just go ahead and block and see what I do. So for his last and final bag, looks like he's just going to go for a block. So I'm going to call timeout, and I'm going to look at it, see if there's a possibility I can just roll over this. So I just need to get my bag in here, and for my last and final shot, I go for a roll. Ends up going off to the right, but it stays on for a 6-6 wash. At this point, it's just been a battle, so I'm hoping my opponent's going to miss a bag. So for his first shot, he ends up missing off to the right, giving me an opportunity to win here. So for my first bag, I go ahead and come up short, trying to slide it in. But I know if he goes in, he has to take my bag in with him. So his second shot, he's going to go ahead and collect my bag and drop him in the hole. So I know I just got to get in here. I got to try to shoot a 10. But I end up giving him a bag right back, which is very frustrating because I know that could have won the game right there. And now he has an opportunity to come back still. Now he's going to take his time. For his third shot, he's going to go up the middle and in. So now I just got to try to follow him up, and hopefully we can wash it out at 9s. Or he'll miss a bag. But I end up side railing, missing off to the left, giving him an opportunity to pick up 3. So now he's going to finish up with a 9. So I got to be in here. I need to minimize damage so I don't give up too much. And for my last and final bag, I end up sliding right off the back, giving up 6, putting him at 17. So now it's 20-17, and I could be in the danger zone. Going in around 21, my opponent's going to have first shot. And for his first shot, it finds the hole. So I got to try to put my bag in here. And for my first shot, I end up coming up short, blocking off the hole, which I'm okay with, because it could cause some chaos here. And hopefully we can capitalize. Just like that, he bumps off my bag. So I'm going to take a step out here and try to leave my blocker there. But I end up bouncing off and going in. Moving it out of the way a little bit. But I think it still could be some chaos for him. So for my opponent's next shot, he's going to end up coming up short. Pretty much in the pile of bags. So I know as long as I make one here, I should be good. And for my next shot, I end up cutting around and in the hole. So now my opponent has to at least get 1 bag in here to have the chance of staying alive. And for his last and final shot, he ends up coming up short, finishing with a 6. So I pretty much won the game here. I'm just going to go ahead and take my last shot just to board it to finish it out 8-6 to win the game 22-17. That's going to wrap up today's match. We shot really well. We shot a 9.48 PPR, a .24 DPR, 59 bags in, 22 on, 3 off, 84 thrown, 21 rounds with 8 4-baggers. Overall, we shot really well, but once again, I want to thank my sponsors, Black Sheep Baggers. If you need any bags, boards, or apparel, head over to blacksheepbaggers.com and use code BRIZ10 for 10% off. Other than that, it's going to wrap it up, and I'll see you guys in the next one.